Welcome to New York, Quebec, and the water route to the center of the world. This is bonus episode 24, the Dutch Schout system of New Netherland. I'm fascinated by public law enforcement efforts in early colonial North America. I think a thread on the rattle watch of New Netherland and English New York is in order. It seems to bridge the transitional gap and lay the foundations of NYC's modern police department in the 19th century. Starting from its earliest days, the Office of Schout acted as a hybrid law enforcement and local community prosecutor role in New Netherland. Famous examples like Adrian van der Donk, who was employed by the Rensselaers, helped scout, settle, and stabilize early patroon ships in the Hudson Valley. Denser urban centers like Beverwyck or New Amsterdam had small contingents of WIC company soldiers on hand, but this was to protect against external threats and slave uprisings. The concept of a burgher was prized amongst the city-dwelling Dutch of New Netherland. The special political and economic privileges came with taxes and civic responsibilities. Starting in 1658, Governor-General Stuyvesant appointed 8 men to the Rattle Watch. This was followed the next year by 2 further men being appointed in Beverwyck. These men were paid in wampum, furs, and firewood in order to act as a combination of law enforcement and fire watch. Quality of life crimes were rampant amongst the wharf areas, and flames could quickly send the entire colonial enterprise up in ashes. Their activities usually consisted of making the rounds from their base at the burgher guardhouse, carrying both a green lantern and a large rattle. They would call out the time on the hour by use of their rattle and voice, but later retired to the guardhouse, where the lantern was hung as a sign of their presence. They maintained keys that could be used to access the local church bells in order to be rung in case of an extraordinary emergencies. They were empowered to form posse units from local burghers to stop or capture criminals, while being given lawful permission to use deadly force if faced with any resistance. The position seems to be passed down through families and even survived the English transition to constable. The tradition of the green lights can still be found outside of NYC police precincts. To this day, they still symbolize that the watch is on guard. Thanks for listening to New York, Quebec, and the water route to the center of the world. Don't forget to check out my new YouTube channel under the title NYQC 1754 Podcast.